the lottery. I was just watching this video about I think it's a book, and I heard about the lottery a few years back, but the lottery is damn near like a foreshadow. Um, I wouldn't say a foreshadow, but it's an example of like the red heifer. So in the film, it says that it's like a town that annually they pick out of this black box, and whoever gets like the paper that's marked that they won the lottery, they're like stoned to death. And one of the sayings that was 'cause it's like a tradition that they've been doing for years, um it's just like, I forgot what was said, but it was just like a lottery um in June or whatever is like corn in July, something like that. um but pretty much they're picking um a person to sacrifice, so this way it's the prosperity of the whole group. um and that is like a perfect example of the red heifer. So when I learned about the red heifer, it was from a pastor, or it was a guy, I think he was aspiring to be a pastor. I'm not sure, but he was this Asian gentleman. He was talking about the red heifer, and he was like going into like burning the cow and its feces and its intestines. He was just going all over the place. And I was trying to figure out what he was saying and like breaking it, like trying to really understand what the text was leading to. And I had to watch a few other videos um, to kind of get other people's perspective. And it was just like, oh, okay, because of the red heifer, Jesus is the fore heifer, is the foreshadow of the red heifer. So the red heifer is referring to Jesus being the ultimate sacrifice, because the red heifer is like, it's pure, it's like free of spot or blemish from the inside all the way to the outside. Can't find nothing on it, and it is purity is saying it's innocence, right? And to sacrifice something means to kill something against its natural or its innate will to want to live. Um, so you're taking something that is not rightfully yours. Um, so before Christ was born, right? People were doing sacrifices, pretty much trying to get rid of their sin, and that was like the only way. So it's just like if one person sinned, they had to do this whole ritual and kill off an animal and pretty much give it onto God, and then cleanse themselves for like 7 days. It was like crazy. Like they had to literally like wash themselves for the third day, and then I think on the seventh day they have to wash themselves again with their clothes. Like they have to wash their clothes too, in order for them to be deemed clean, because they are unclean. And it's meaning like the soul is unclean, not per se them, but the soul is unclean, because they had to literally burn the ashes of the red heifer. So like I'm doing an art piece right now that's just like kind of in the realm of the red heifer. Um, when I was like really researching it, I was just like, um, I started to like be able to connect or have connections with the red heifer to the book Invisible Man, um, by Ralph Ellison. And I had two copies of the book. My original copy I have from college, and that book is literally filled, I'm talking about filled with notes um, of everything. Hold on. You be like, bitch, where you going? Get my book. I'm back. So this is my book. As you can see, this book is fucking hella old, but it has every single freaking note I done written all over this thing, right? Throughout the years, I have written all throughout this book. So all my notes, as you can see, just the whole thing. I forgot what chapter it was, but when it comes to the Invisible Man, at one part he goes to the Brotherhood. The Brotherhood is pretty much there. They have this this fallacy of uniting blacks and whites, right? Not even just blacks and whites, but they're fighting for the people. But meanwhile, they're using black Americans that were in the area as their trope to further push their own objectives. So in the beginning, when he finds the Brotherhood, what ends up happening is that he falls in line with what was being said, and they use specific tactics. It's pretty much like the Battle Royale, which is like the second chapter of the book. I want to say it's like the second or third chapter. The Battle Royale is pretty much, it's just like they're pitting blacks against other blacks, right? And they scare them half to death, like this is the only way you can ever fucking do this. And then it's almost like a element of seduction. They used this white woman, which was like a fucking prostitute. Like she literally was just like a hoe. And she was like dressed with nothing on, like literally a naked woman, naked white woman. And she pretty much depicts America. So they're boxing. This is the Battle Royale. So they're boxing and stuff like that. And they're scared as fuck because literally all these wealthy white men are like, fuck them up, nigga. Like, you know, excuse my language, but it's exactly what it is. It's just like, fuck them up. You niggers could fight or whatever. They're scared for fucking their life. And they're also scared for their life because they have this naked white woman literally just dancing around them in the beginning of the fight. So they're just like covering their genitals because it's like they don't want to show, like, you know, God forbid you actually like got aroused or anything like that. So it's just like, it was crazy. But what ends up happening, there is like this duality there where the seduction of you can have a glimpse of this but not really have it. So in order for you to get to that, you have to pretty much tear each other down, and that's the only way that you're ever going to win. So The Invisible Man is one of the most powerful books I've ever read. I've always advocated for Invisible Man. I can write a fucking whole thesis on Invisible Man. I wrote, it's only one paper. I wrote one paper about the Invisible Man. It was like the psychodynamic analysis of the Invisible Man. And then like I had referenced like Alfred Adler, inferiority complex in it. And like pretty much like the members that help shape the Invisible Man to become like just no identity, and tricking himself. So that goes back to the red heifer, right? So the Brotherhood uses pretty much this seduction of speech to be like, yeah, you're fighting for the people, you're definitely like, you know, definitely not going to be hurting your own. And in the end, he finds out like, yo, you hurt your own. One of your colleagues, which is a black man, had a bright future ahead of him, ended up being killed by the police. So he saw it later on in the journey of the Brotherhood, because it was just like yo, like my people are, they need fucking help, and you guys are just on some, well, we're just gonna move along and like, you know, move to this section and speak to these people, and I guess you can speak to your people whenever we get to that. And he was just like, yo, like people are dying in the fucking street, people are poor, people are struggling, like we need help. And they on some like, fuck your help. So what ends up happening when I reference the Invisible Man, there's an aspect of when he first gets introduced to the Brotherhood. I always say Brother Man, but it's Brotherhood. He gets introduced to the Brotherhood. He has to throw away his old identity, right? So he has to throw away his blackness, period, in order for him to become I want to say identify less, but it's not a word, but have no identity at all. So he has to get rid of who he once was, which is at his core, it's the yams, right? What's the yams? The yams is the power that be, right? I can smell it when you're walking down the street. Oh yes, you can. Oh yes, you can. He has to get rid of who he is, right? And he felt the guilt because before he got to the Brotherhood, he was pretty much like poor, and there was a woman, she pretty much, her name was Mary. She represents, in my eyes, in my depiction, it represents Christ, a saint. She's Mary, like fucking Mother Mary. And she's like pretty much like takes care of him and kind of puts him back into center of, we need you. Like, we need you to help our people. Just to kind of get him back into like, this is what your perspective is supposed to be. You're looking here, but I'm getting you here, right? And the day that he went to the Brotherhood, and he pretty much was just like, yeah, I want it, because like the money was really good, and you know, the fucking 30 shekels and shit, or 30 pieces of silver, very enticing. So it was a lot of guilt that I was just like, I'm about to sneak out in the middle of the night, and I don't want to tell her, because it's just like, I have to like, the only way for me to help our people is to help them and help not our people. We're helping people. So he literally like tries to leave in like early in the morning before she wakes up. And like when he's getting ready, he there was this like nigger bank inside his room. He fucking breaks it. All the coins are splashing all over the fucking floor. And then like he's trying to hide the evidence. So he takes the nigger bank, because like he got pissed off and like he banged it, and he woke up the whole house, because she's like renting like all the rooms to different people. The whole house wakes up. And then he's just like, because the heat wasn't turning on or whatever. So he's like banging against like the heat pipe. And he feels ultimate guilt for killing off his identity. He killed off who he was. It's like he did a sin, a major sin. So now he has to hide the evidence. He has to throw away his blackness, his identity, right? He has to throw away his sin, that the fact that he even threw it away in the first place, that he even killed it in the first place. He sacrificed. Get it? So he puts it, balls it up, puts it, you know, put it in his pocket, whatever, and he's trying to leave, whatever. He leaves Mary some money, and then he's out. He tries to throw away, the nigger bank. He tries to throw away himself, like 3 times. The first time he tries to throw it away, a woman, he tries to throw it inside somebody's trash. A woman comes out from outside her building. You can't throw that shit over here. You're not gonna do that horrible shit and throw your trash in my stuff. Like this is not what you think this is. Like, and he was just like, who would have known that my trash is worse than her trash? That's the way he was looking at her. Like, oh, excuse me, haughty dotty, but it's true. His sin is way worse than what was ever in that trash can. Holy Spirit, help me. So he has to rumble through the filth and the stench of the trash can to take out the sin of what he's doing to the trash can. So he hides the nigger bank again, right? Goes again. This time he just tries to throw it in the snow. And a person saw him throw it in the snow, and they was just like, "Yo, my guy, you must have dropped whatever, thing you have there." And he's just like, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about." And he's just like, "Nah, I seen you. Like, you literally, like, you dropped it and it fell. It's right there." Homeboy was just like, I don't know what you're saying." And he's just like, "Oh, I know who you are. You one of them criminals. You can't do this in this neighborhood. This is a good neighborhood. We got good people here. You can't be doing that type of criminal type shit over here, right?" So he's literally making it hot. So this guy's talking, right? And he's talking loud, because truth is what? Loud. It ain't quiet. Sin is quiet. Sin wants you to shh, don't say nothing. Truth, it's like the trumpets, okay? When you hear the trumpets, all ears will hear this. So he's like, "Oh, no, you're not doing this shit over here." He tells his friend that's like a few feet away, "Hey, yo, this guy right here, I don't know about that guy, a little suspicious. He throwing shit, and this is a good neighborhood. Watch this nigga." He picks it up, runs off. He finally is able to freaking ditch the sin. And when they give him like a new apartment, the Brotherhood gives him a new apartment, gives him a whole bunch of money. He gets inside the apartment. The way that he felt better, because he felt extremely dirty, when he first gets to cleanse, is when he finally takes a shower. He took a shower and then he felt brand new. Like, he literally felt like, I finally was able to get rid of this thing. I finally was able to like get rid of the sin. The crazy part is that he thought he was able to throw it away, but he could never throw away his nigger bank. He could never throw it away. And he realized that after the fact. I forgot the brother's name. Damn, what's that guy's name? It was a guy that was inside the Brotherhood. He was a very good looking. He looked like he could be a king, like very good looking guy. And he ended up dying. And he's a younger fellow than the Invisible Man. And part of the book, one of their primary antagonists was just like, was looking at the friend like, "You have a shot in this life. You still have innocence about you." But when he's talking to the Invisible Man, he was just like, "You ain't shit, nigga. Like, you done gave away your fucking soul long ago." Like, you so deep in your sin is crazy. So, with the red heifer, it's the same type of thing. When you commit sin, you feel so like you have to be able to cleanse it some kind of way and disassociate yourself with the sin. So when you try to kill something that is so pure, being black, being whoever you are, it doesn't matter if you black, white, Spanish, Chinese, Indian, whatever, I don't care where you're from, to kill off yourself to become something else is a sin. God made you fearfully and wonderfully. To kill that off is to denounce God himself. It's to literally denounce, "I don't want to be what you made me to be." And who are we? We are made in his image. So you don't want to be God. It's the most saddest thing to ever fucking hear. So it was equated to that. But I think my theory, along with my many other theories, is that God is trying to show us to be more like him. And he showed us in many different ways. From the first time sin was born into this earth, right? When Eve ate that apple and Adam went behind her ass and ate the apple too. It's to show people, this is not how you live life. You have to live life the way I tell you how to live life, like a parent teaching a child. So for children to understand, you have to pretty much teach them in a way that they can understand, right? You can't, like, I can't say innate and this and that to my son Oliver. Like, I can't. It's like, he's not going to understand. I have to literally say, until he learned the word natural, then they'd be like, innate means natural. Oh, okay. Yeah, you have to explain it to the point that if God spoke the way that he spoke in his natural way, we won't understand a damn thing. We can't even see his face. We can't even fathom what he even looked like. It's so bright and in awe. Like, we will not be able to be like, right? So he has to talk to us like a fucking 2-year-old. And it doesn't matter how many times she showed the example. The example was with, okay, well, now you have to work the fields, and now you have to fucking, when you give birth, you're going to be in a lot of fucking pain, right? Or it goes down to, well, now you have to kill something in order for you to actually be fucking cleansed in my eyes. People, if we had to kill animals for us to free our sins, do you know how many dead animals there would be? Animals would be extinct. There will be no fucking chicken, pork, beef, whatever the fuck meat you eat. None. Because we would have killed all of it off. Because we're sinful. That's in our nature. We're sinful. So, I think God's whole thing was, you're supposed to feel guilty for killing something, so you wouldn't sin anymore, so you will stop killing animals. But no. For some reason, we think, oh, all I gotta do is kill an animal, I'm good. Like, that's like the good thing to do. Like, God, I think God, in God's head, is just like, I don't want you to kill animals because I don't want you to sin in the first place. The poor animals are suffering because of you. Why? So now he had to do a one for all. Well, maybe another way that you need to understand it, what you're doing, killing something is also very much sinful, just like how Cain killed Abel, right? Maybe you need to see, maybe you need to see something that you can sympathize with. Something that you can empathize with, right? Because can you empathize with Fifi and fucking Mr. Cuddles? Some people can, some people cannot. It's just a dog. It's just a cat. It's just a bird. It's just a whatever, right? It's just a fucking cow. I have steak all the fucking time. Steak is inside my BJ's cart right now. Okay? So, everybody have a steak. Everybody. Nobody feels bad for fucking Miss Moo, right? So it got to the point where, well, maybe you need to freaking see you killing another human being for you to realize just the weight of your sin. Just for you to see just how heavy your sin is. And then once that happens, what do? We fucking killed him. And it was just like, we're fucking horrible ass people. Yeah, we've been horrible people. We've been sinning. What else is it going to take for us to realize that maybe we need to stop fucking sacrificing things for our own betterment? How many times does something have to be the red heifer in our life? How many times do you have to sacrifice one thing just for you to just act right? I don't know. There's still crime. There's still people being murdered. There's still being people fucking hurt and all kind of stuff. There's still all kind of injustices happening in this world. Epstein files just fucking came out. Fresh off the box. They're eating kids. When are we going to learn? So, if Jesus couldn't do it and we killing babies now and we eating them, what other thing are we going to have that God so loved the world? How many things else do you think God is going to give us for us to understand and get the picture that maybe we shouldn't be fucking sinning so goddamn much because we have to kill things in order for us to free ourselves? How many things are you going to freaking need? I don't have that answer. And I think it's going to get to the point where at the end of the world, when it's like time is up, because we don't know when time is up, but when time is up, my nigga, you see my edges? My edges are fucking popping right now. Oh, okay, bitch. It's biz popping. Anyway. I don't think we're ever gonna fucking get it until like Revelations. And I think we are already entered into signs of Revelation. We're at the end times. The time of Timothy, time of Revelation. And when we get to that point where you start hearing trumpets and you start seeing fucking all kind of plagues and shit, that's how you know it's like, oh fuck, shit hit the fan. There is no, well, you're gonna get another like free pass. We're gonna give you another Jesus. You only get one. I think it's to the point where God is just like, I done told you in so many ways not to do this. And as a parent, After a certain amount of time, grace, it's time for people to get a spanking. There is no, I'm just going to forgive you for your skins, your sins because I love you so much. At a point in time, when does a child become detrimental to itself? Because once it becomes detrimental to itself, it becomes ultimately a diabolical weapon to the world. So when it comes to the point where it's just like, I'm going to have to turn you over to really, for you to see that there's consequences in this life. There's consequences to the shit that you be doing. That this house is not just you just do whatever the fuck you want. And, all you got to do is just do this. And, parent is happy. I don't think God is happy with us. God loves us. But he's not happy with what we do. What parent would be happy with a kid that's fucking doing all type of horrible stuff? And because we forgive them. I forgive you. I birthed you. I changed your diapers. How many times are we gonna get as a people that God is just gonna be on some like, you have to go on punishment at some time. TV privileges are being taken away at the time of Revelations. There will be no like, okay, well, you get another redeeming chance. Either you in the group or you not in the group. Either you were a good kid or you a bad kid. Either you were, I'm sorry, I'm never gonna do it again, or are you gonna, I'm just gonna play in your face. You think God not checking? You think God don't see? God know when you playing in his face. Don't let it rule you. Don't be a liar. Because the truth will be right there. Be right there. Whatever is in the dark comes to light. And then when that grace is over, the whole truth comes out. And it's sad because it's just like people think that they could just kill animals. They just sacrifice one person for their own detriment, like their own well-being. I'm just gonna kill off your character so I can save mine. I can just make up whatever the fuck I want about whatever, and I'll get the praise. You're gonna get a shine bright. Hopefully that woman has her fucking doctorate. I pray that she has her dissertation. Please praise the Lord she has a dissertation. Because if she don't, and it's found out that she never had one, that's grace now gone. Grace is now over for that particular thing. I'm not saying grace for her life, but grace for that sin is over. She can't kill a cow. What you gonna do? Kill a cow and be like, it's all done and over with? It gets exposed. It gets exposed. So, keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing. Ain't cute. It's not sweet. So, one thing is for sure. We can walk around like we don't sin. We can walk around like we are perfect, right? That we are the most well-loved, right? Well-loved. Apple of God's eye, honey. Which we all are. But we can act like we are sinless. Right? When your shit smells stinkier than mine. And I reek. Okay? Okay? You're worse than mine. And I reek. Okay? So, that leads me to this point. Change from your ways. Change from your ways. Change. Because the things that you boast about will be the same things that is going to humble you. So I sure hope that you have all your duckies in a row and you can prove the things that you say. That's like somebody saying like, oh yeah, I know about the invisible man, but have no proof of the invisible man. You ask them, you can't go chapter to chapter with them at all. You cannot ask them the storyline at all. They don't know the storyline. They know bits and pieces, but they can't tell you back to back. They can't break down the fucking shit that they've been rewriting in that damn book. Okay? Can't. I'm trying to get a nice, good page that I done wrote all over in. And it's crazy because it's like I have shit in pencil and in fucking pen. Because I've been reading this book over I read this book a few times. And each time, like, you learn something new about you may have missed. And that's the beauty of books. Sometimes you see it the first time and you think you understood what it was, and then you look at it again and you're like, that's not a cat, that's a fucking dog. Like, you know, it'd be like, it is what it is. But yeah, I don't know. Barbie was blind. Anyway, if that person can't be on some, yeah, this is all I fucking do. I just write and break down my book all motherfucking day, and then write and write and write and write and write. All inside of this shit. They can't do this. They can't provide something like this. How do you know that that person actually fucking read the book? Right? Or that's like somebody saying, I have a nonprofit. You do? What's the EIN? What's the EIN? Oh, okay. What's the podcast thing? When was your official determination letter date? Sometimes truth takes some time to come out, but when it does come out, it's gonna come out. So, have your duckies in a row. Have your duckies in a row, Miss Bryant. I sure hope that dissertation pops up on that internet. I sure hope it does. And I hope it's not copy and pasted. And I hope people do their due diligence to read every word and word to make sure it's not. Okay? Check publishing dates. Call the place that it was published on. When was this uploaded? When this person put the application in to do X, Y, and Z? We're trying to see something because this may actually be a lawsuit. This person may actually have to go to jail now. You cannot lie about certain things. You cannot lie. It's in the Bible. I think it's Philippians. It literally says, do not lie. It literally says, don't lie. The stuff that we do, we're looking for red heifers. Okay? We're looking for red heifers. We're thinking that, oh, you know, I just got to do this and do that and I can skip by all my sin. We can't. We cannot. That's why it's imperative. It is imperative. Okay? To do right. Do right. Now I can juxtaposition the Invisible Man to the red heifer to the lottery. It's so many like I don't want to say conjunction, but there's too many connective tissues that can relate back to the Bible. Everything goes back to Bible. That's why it's such a timeless book. It's alive. It can never be a book that's just like, yeah, we just continued it. It's something that you need for life. It's how to do life. That book is literally the how to do life book. Like, literally. I said this many a times. So, you know, you may hear my words. I told you for a number of years I was doing just recordings without my face. And now it's just like, record your face. Record your face. The only way for that to, like, for people not to see my face is somebody do some kind of AI. Okay? These are dreads. Okay? This is dark skin. Okay? Dark brown skin. Okay? Frizzy ass eyebrows. Okay? Maybe a little mama paint mustache. Maybe a little Billy Goat. That's it. A whole lot of ugly beautiful. That's all it is. A whole lot of ugly beautiful. Anyway, be blessed. Okay? It's almost time to get my son ready for school in the morning. My manager did not put me on schedule today because I had to call out yesterday because, oh my God, I had so much fucking pain. I couldn't even sleep that night before. It was so bad, yo. And then finally my body started to start like, okay, slowly just release. I hate when it gets like, I haven't felt like that in a long time. But yeah, I ended up having a call and she was like, I'm not gonna put you in a schedule for Friday, which is today. She's like, I'm not gonna put you on, so this way, you know, pretty much she already kind of knows because she knows I go through that. So she kind of gave me the grace of just like, I'm not even gonna put you on. If I put you on, you call out, girl. So it was just like, thank you, self. Thank you, self. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to my little regular regimen, eat some damn salad today. Okay, lots of salad and lots of what is it, not Fruity Pebbles. Why are Fruity Pebbles in my head? It ain't Fruity Pebbles. Raisin Bran, honey, the fiber cereal, baby, fiber cereal. Amen to fiber cereal. That shit always regulate everything. I like, bring on the Raisin Bran. So yeah. So be blessed, be well. Okay, think about what I said. Read the book. There's a couple of books. I have a couple of books that is kind of up there. Some books I have finished. Some books I'm still in the process. Some books I haven't touched yet. But another book that you could read. I've said this book before. It is a really good book. Damn it. What's it called again? The Girl, I think it's called. Something like that. It's a very, very small book. It's like literally one of those. Okay? You can read it in a day. You can read it in a week if you need to. But it's a tragic story of a woman, a single mother and her son in Harlem in like the 1960s or 70s and some shit. And it ends tragically, and she has to fucking leave her life and her kid. Like it's like, what the fuck? Read the book. I think it's called The Girl. It's something like that. But the woman's a singer. Hello. She's not a professional singer, but she just be singing. So, and then somebody heard her voice finally and was just like, yo, you need to sing in over here. And she's like, oh really? Me? Okay. It's a black woman. Just like me. So, it's a beautiful book, but I wouldn't say beautiful, but it's a sad book, but the book has beauty to sad books. She's a cleaner, which is like very relatable. She's a cleaner. Her husband cheated on her. I'm good. Cheating. It's funny when you're on both sides of that wall. Okay? Both sides of that fucking wall. To be cheated on, to be cheated. Whatever. Sad. Anyway, have a good one. Be blessed. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. People that are not feeling well, feel better. Eat some fiber. Plenty of water. Read The Invisible Man. Please read The Invisible Man. Please read The Invisible Man. Okay? Have a copy like this that has fucking... The shit is like taped. I taped it wrong. The tape is all... It's all in here. If you can see it. I don't know. The light is mad bright. But the shit is like taped. I had to tape this shit. I had to do so much surgery to this fucking book. There we go. This shit, all of this shit is taped because it was falling. The whole shit fell apart. And then it has water damage. I wrote all over this fucking book. It's written all over. Like, it's just one of those. Anyway. Read it. It's a phenomenal book. I implore you. And if you can't read this book, read the Bible. That is the greatest book ever written of all time. Read that shit first. And then read this. And you're going to see like, oh shit. This is fucking, Ephesians verse 1 and 4 and 9. You'll be surprised how much you can relate your life, people's lives, autobiographies, fiction, all kind of stuff. Biographies, autobiographies. To the Bible. Your own life to the Bible. Okay? Love you.